watching out for you. This is KEZI 9 News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Sid Dutcher. It's 8 o'clock on Sunday, January 5th. We'll get to your top stories in just a minute, but first I want to take a live look outside in Eugene right now so you can just see how much fog we're dealing with this morning. We just got word that Oregon State Police is responding to multiple fog-related crashes on I-5 south of Albany. So they're urging folks to please drive really cautiously this morning because visibility is so low. And with that, let's turn it over to meteorologist Marissa Walzen. She's live in the Weather Center this morning. Marissa, will we see any kind of break from this dense fog today?
Well, Sid, yes, we will see some break eventually from this fog. The question is, how long will it be before we see that break? Yesterday, we had to wait until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Did have some peak of the sunshine for the last 2 hours of the sunlight out there, and that's what I'm expecting again today. The good news is our temperatures should slowly climb, at least get above freezing as we had throughout the day today. So we are looking at the freezing fog to actually end over the next couple of hours. Right now, though, temperatures are still below freezing all along I-5 where that fog is developing. 21 in Corvallis right now, 28 in Eugene and Cottage Grove, 33 in Roseburg. You head out to the coast, milder, looking at those low to mid 40s, and into Central Oregon, very cold, 18 in Bend, 12 in Sun River. Here's a look at current satellite radar. You can kind of pick up that fog along I-5. The densest fog is down in the southern Willamette Valley, where visibility is down to 0.13 of a mile in Eugene, 5 miles in Corvallis. Still looking at good visibility, though, along the coast, Cascades in Central Oregon, where you're starting off with mostly clear skies. We will eventually see that sunshine for the valley's high temperatures. We'll try to make it to 40 degrees again this afternoon. Along the coast, though, plenty of sunshine, so highs will be into the mid-50s. More details about what you can expect as we all head back to school or work coming up in your full forecast.
And today's top story, heavy hearts gathered yesterday to remember the life of Tammy Borda. Borda was allegedly murdered by her ex-boyfriend last month, and friends and family say they still can't believe she's gone. The service was held at the Living Faith Assembly Church in Cottage Grove. Borda's friends say she was a big part of their community. They described her as someone who was extremely kind and loving, who always tried to make others laugh.
She was hilarious. She'd get on her little scooter and go through town. It was like her little convertible, and she had a smile for everybody. No one, I mean, even total strangers had a smile back. And the kindness that she had and the love she had for her family and her children and her grandkids was amazing.
Linda Simmons has been friends with Borda for about 5 years. She plans on continuing her legacy in the community by hosting cookie parties, just like Borda used to. Borda's alleged killer, David Bowen, is expected back in court soon. Well, a tragic start to a serious flu season ahead. Doctors have confirmed that a 5-year-old Eugene boy has died from the H1N1 virus. Calandra Burgess says her son Ronan collapsed on Christmas Day. She took him to the ER. Eventually, he was rushed to Dornbecker's Children's Hospital in Portland. Doctors tried to save him, but Burgess says he went without oxygen and suffered irreversible brain damage.
He enjoyed life fully, and he was such a caring and loving child. To me, he's always going to be in my heart. He's always going to be my little man.
Burgess is sharing her story to warn others that sometimes the flu shot is not enough. But meantime, Lane County Public Health says they don't want this death to discourage people from getting the flu shot. Officials say while this child did receive 1 dose of the vaccine, he never got a second shot. Experts say children under 8 years old require 2 doses of the flu shot. Health officials are reminding anyone who hasn't already gotten the vaccine that it's not too late.
Typically, we see a drop-off of people getting the vaccine right after the holidays, but really we haven't even peaked in the flu season. Last year in Lane County, the flu season peaked in late January, and so there's still more to come.
Officials say the current flu vaccine does cover H1N1. Well, a Newport woman was seriously injured after a violent head-on crash outside of Philomath. Benton County deputies say at around 8 o'clock last night, a man towing a tractor on a flatbed trailer crossed the center line on Highway 20 and collided with another car. Shortly after, a third car reportedly sideswiped the accident scene. Police say 52-year-old Janice Hancock was seriously injured, but neither of the other 2 drivers were. Traffic was halted for more than 2 hours following that accident. And a bizarre situation for police in Lynn County. They say a woman was arrested after jumping on the hood of a car on the side of I-5. At about 4:30 yesterday afternoon, two women ran out of gas on the highway near milepost 228. Shortly after pulling over, police say 24-year-old Victoria Lohman approached them acting strangely. They say Lohman dropped her pants and ran down the highway barefoot. The two women locked themselves in their disabled car and called 911. That's when they say Lohman came back and jumped on the hood of the car. She then crashed into their windshield, shattering it, as you could see there. When police arrived on scene, Lohman was arrested without incident, and she was lodged in the Lynn County Jail. Well, a screening committee has ranked the proposals on what should happen to Eugene's historic Civic Stadium. And local groups say they weren't surprised to see a Fred Meyer as the top option. But the YMCA and the nonprofit Friends with Civic Stadium say 50% of this recent ranking was based on funding, and neither group has enough money to compete with Fred Meyer's offer. But both groups think that what they lack in funds, they make up for in community benefits. Friends of Civic Stadium say there's been a public outcry to save the historic ballpark, while the YMCA says they've been focused on community input.
We really listen to what the community wants. So we've spent a lot of time working with neighborhood groups and the schools, members and other folks in the community. Really what seems to make the most sense for that site.
Here are the panel's rankings based on a 100-point scale. A Fred Meyer lease is the top option. That was followed by the city of Eugene buying the land. Then a Fred Meyer purchase. The YMCA proposal came in fourth. And last on the list, letting Friends of Civic Stadium buy the ballpark. These are just recommendations. The 4J School Board will talk about what's next on a meeting Wednesday night. Well, most of us have spent some time this week thinking back on the last year and planning for the year ahead, and that's what Lane County plans to do tomorrow night during its annual State of the County address. County commissioners and local leaders are inviting the public to attend. It's at the Lane County Public Service Building downtown and goes from 10 a.m. until noon tomorrow, Monday, January 6th. Well, spring is still a couple months away, but if you're already thinking about how to clean up the backyard, maybe you need to get rid of some blackberry bushes. Well, KEZI 9 News reporter Stacey Kafka shows us how one animal's big appetite can actually be a big help to your yard.
It's all fun and games right now for this tribe of goats, but that's only because they're in between jobs right now.
There's such an effective way to clear brush in an environmentally friendly way. I had a half acre in my pasture, and it took 10 goats a month to eat down a half acre.
Pam Basilius's 8 goats aren't just her pets, they're her employees.
I just brought them back from a job in Veneta. They've been there for 5 weeks, and they're just very efficient eaters. They'll eat all the foliage down, so there's just the stalks left, and it makes it very easy to clear out.
And they'll eat just about anything, from blackberry bushes to dandelions and even Christmas trees.
They do. They like eating the Christmas tree a lot.
And the locations of their jobs couldn't be any more different than the types of foods they eat.
I've had several jobs, yes, this year, and most of the jobs are in the city, actually, instead of in the country. A lot in the Whitaker area, and they're great for just if you have a backyard and it's just overrun by blackberries, and just put a couple goats there for a month, and then it makes it a lot easier to clean up the yard.
So instead of looking for a helping hand to conquer that tough yard work, these goats are offering a helping hoof and a hungry stomach to get the job done.
So you don't have to use pesticides. You still have to deal with the stumps, but you can burn them out or dig them out. But at least you can get rid of your blackberries and brush in an environmentally friendly way.
What a fun idea. That was Stacey Kafka reporting. She says the goats aren't too expensive either. Basilius rents them for $2 a day per goat. Well, coming up next, severe winter weather is impacting several states, and experts say the worst is yet to come. What folks are doing in Indianapolis to prepare for the dangerous storm ahead next.